Good morning, beloved. We're going to continue with Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And in Ecclesiastes, it is talking about there's a time for everything, every activity under the heavens, a time to be born, a time to die, a time for to be planted, a time to be uprooted, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to tear down, a time to build, a time to weep, a time to mourn, a time to laugh, a time to dance, a time to gather, a time to scatter, a time to give up, a time to keep, a time to throw away, a time to tear down, a time to mend, a time to love, a time to hate, a time for war, a time for peace, and a time to speak. So let's see what is going on here in Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And Solomon is talking here. It says, remember, these are the words. They're the words of Solomon, but we're going to go to chapter 3, and it says, a time for everything. For everything there is a season for every activity under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die. A time to plant, a time to harvest. A time to kill, a time to heal. A time to tear down, and a time to build up. A time to cry, and a time to laugh. A time to grieve, and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones, and a time to gather stones. A time to embrace and a time to turn away. A time to search and a time to quit searching. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be quiet and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. What do people really get from all their hard work? I have seen the burden of God placed on us all. Yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time. He has planted eternity in the human heart, but even so, people cannot see the whole scope of God's work from beginning to end. So I concluded there is nothing better than to be happy and enjoy ourselves as long as we can. And people should eat and drink and enjoy the fruits of their labor, for these gifts are from God. And I know that whatever God does is final. Nothing can be added to it or taken away. God's purpose is that people should fear him. What is happening now has happened before. And what will happen in the future has happened before, because God makes the same things happen over again and again. I also noticed that under the sun there is evil in the courtroom. Yes, even the courts of law are corrupt. I said to myself, in due season, God will judge everyone, both good and bad, for all their deeds. I also thought about the human condition, how God proves to people that they are like animals. For people and animals share the same fate. Both breathe, and both must die. So people have no real advantage over the animals. How meaningless. Both go to the same place. They came from dust, and they will return to dust. For who can prove that the human spirit goes up and the spirit of animals goes down into the earth? So I saw that there is nothing better for people than to be happy in their work. That is why we are here. No one will bring us back from death to enjoy life after we die. Beloved, this time on earth is just for this time indeed, and we don't know how long. But we know for sure that we are here for a certain amount of time. So I invite you to enjoy today, to enjoy the time that God has given you today, and to figure out what season are you in and what time are you in? What does God want you to do today? Does he want you to build? Does he want you to scatter? Does he want you to heal? Does he want you to plant? And so on and so forth. Does he want you to dance? Does he want you to mourn? Consider these things, my beloved, today. What time is it for you? Thank you. This has been Pamela James. And remember to smash the like button if you enjoyed.